Welcome to the Spectrum Fit YouTube channel. Time for the sporting casual, and we had the big one. Anthony Joshua knocks out Robert Helenius in the 7th round. So I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons, what I think and what I saw, and also the future for Anthony Joshua. Now, I'm happy that AJ won. I said it before in my last video. I'm an AJ fan. I want AJ to do well, although I do think there's just so many issues with AJ. So I want to try and keep this coherent and not say too much madness. Firstly, the whole DAZN card wasn't great. But I'm going to keep it real. Heavyweight fights were actually pretty poor. The one that I did enjoy, actually enjoyed the Johnny Fisher fight. That was quite a good fight, to be fair. But the rest of them were crap. The Chisora fight, I could have done without that. And Hrgovic, I might do a separate video on Hrgovic, because Hrgovic was supposed to be this boogeyman, this guy that was supposed to be, but he weren't good. But anyway, forget all of that. That's a separate video. I'm going to talk about AJ. So where do we even start with this? AJ, he did the job. 7 rounds. But I said before this, I think this is a lose-lose situation for AJ, simply because his performance is always going to be compared to Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder beat him in 1 round, which meant that AJ was never going to win in the eyes of the public, especially the casuals. If you are really into boxing, and I'm into boxing, but I call this video the sporting casual because I'm not hardcore. I'm not going to watch the whole card from top to bottom. I don't know about amateur fighters and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just think that even though he won in 7 rounds, Deontay Wilder was probably sitting at home licking his lips thinking, this guy's there for the taking. Okay. And I'm going to talk specifically where I even got notes here because I rewatched it just to say, okay, these are the areas, and I'm going to try and put this in the video. So hopefully I don't get banned on YouTube. But this was the first time I even saw AJ get booed. Yeah. He got booed just for not being aggressive enough. And I think there's a real big mental block with AJ. And I like AJ. I want him to do so well. It just annoys me. I want him to do well, but there's a mental block here. There has to be. Because there were periods in the fight where he could have really stuck it on Helenius and probably got him out of there. But he kind of he pulled at the jab. He would stick a jab in and then not follow up the jab. There were so many points in the fight, and I just rewatched it just so it's fresh in my mind, where he would do 1 shot, a jab, and not follow up with anything. Or he would do a double jab and not follow up with anything. And then he would try to jab to the body, right hand over the top, which was working actually. It was some of them were close, some of them were missing, but it was working for the most part, and that's what won the fight. But AJ could have stuck it on him. He was so wary, he was so tentative, and on the offense, he just looks scared, particularly in round 3 at 42 seconds. And I'm going to put it in here. You can see he jabs him, and there is space for AJ to close him down and do some damage, put his punches together. One thing about AJ as a heavyweight, I always rated his combination punching. 2016, 2017, and 2018, that kind of AJ where his combination punching was on point. I really, really rated his combination punching. It seems he's kind of going away from that. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's got a new coach, new style, all of that kind of stuff. But it's hard when I know that I think AJ could have got him out of there in 3 or 4 rounds. Okay. So, and he did the same thing in round 6. I'm going to try and put the clips up. I'm going to do it in slow-mo because I don't know how the YouTube algorithm treats me stealing this content. But he jabs him, doesn't follow up, nothing after it. And it's worrying because if he does it to Wilder's going to crucify him. In the nicest way possible, Wilder's going to crucify him. So there was some good points though, and I don't want it to seem like it's all bad. I think his footwork has improved. He stayed out of range fairly well. But then again, I don't think his head movement was too great because you saw his face after the fight. His left eye and his nose was bloodied. So he was getting tagged. I think he was obviously hesitant to get in a firefight because of that. And Helenius does have a punch. I've seen a couple of his fights, especially when he fought Chisora and Dylan White. But I didn't think that there was enough there for AJ to be so worried and so tentative. And there was even a time, I think even in that same clip where he jabbed and you could see him twitching to go and he doesn't go. So yeah, man, I'm disappointed, a little bit worried about that fight with Wilder. Because now, if we're looking to the future and we put in our predictive hats on, AJ against Wilder, and I don't even want to say it, but it feels like it's a cash out fight because AJ is not ready for Wilder, bro. He needs at least one more fight. Someone like Gerald Washington, someone who's long, rangy, just a confidence builder. He needs one more because on the offensive side of things, I don't think he's confident. Defensively, I don't think he's doing too bad. Like, footwork's good, could be a bit more head movement, but he's trying, he's feinting. But offensively, he's not putting the punches together like he used to. The combination punching is not there. And ever since Klitschko, ever since Andy Ruiz, it's just not been there. It's not been there. And it's hard to really watch it because I know athletically, AJ still has a lot to give. He's only 33. Like, he's an athlete. There's more to give. But I just think he's scared of that chin. I'm not a boxer, so, I do a bit of kickboxing, Muay Thai, do a bit of sparring, but I don't know what it's like to get hit by a heavyweight, like in the face, flush. So I can understand his fears, I guess. Or I can't understand his fears, rather. But, like, you're in heavyweight boxing, man. Just go for the jugular sometimes. Let's talk a little bit. One thing. AJ asking the coach questions in the corner. I don't know about you, but I just don't like to see that. I don't like to see it. It makes me feel like he doesn't know how to problem solve in the ring. And that is one thing where Fury, love him or hate him, even though we know he's ducked Usyk, he's ducking all the hard fights. Fury, love him or hate him, he is a problem solver. For those of you that are into boxing, if you watched his fight against Cunningham, he knew he couldn't beat him, like, skill-wise. He worked it out. Fury, he makes his own decisions in the ring. AJ asking his coach, I think it was in the 6th round before the knockout, like, he was saying, I can't find the right hand. I can't find the right hand. You're in the ring, you're boxing, you got to work it out. And that's one thing Fury does very, very well. Fury doesn't need to be told how to fix issues. And then lastly, the DAZN commentary. I'm going to end it on this. The DAZN commentary, we need to get Tony Bellew off of AJ fights. I'm sorry, but the bias is too much. Tony Bellew had the cheek to say that AJ was carrying Helenius in the fight. Come on, Tony, bro. Like, I like Tony Bellew, but that is a mad comment. And I'm glad Andy Lee was on commentary because Andy Lee was keeping it real. He said, AJ looks hesitant. He looks worried about letting his hands go. He needs to let his hands go. He even laughed at Tony when Tony said that comment about carrying Helenius through the fight. Like, we need to get Tony Bellew off of commentary when it comes to AJ fights because the bias is way too much. And we need, like, neutral pundits, man. Like, it should be fair for everybody who's fighting on the card. Because to say that he was carrying him, it's just mad. It's just mad to say that. I think it's just very mad to say that from Tony Bellew because it was clear AJ was struggling and hesitant and scared. And Andy Lee called it out. Obviously, Andy Lee's got alliances with Fury, but Andy Lee seems to be a straight down the middle kind of guy, kind of character. And he just said it how it was. AJ looks worried. He looks timid. And now let's think about the big one. They're chatting about Mr. Wilder. Yeah, I'm going to give my unfiltered opinion here. Okay. AJ versus Wilder, yeah, is a human sacrifice. It is a human sacrifice because Wilder is going to wipe the floor with him. And I like AJ. I want AJ to win so bad. Like, it would make my day if AJ wins, by the way. It would, honestly, I want him to win just because of all the malarkey that happened a couple years ago with the 50 million offer that didn't even come through. And when they were both champions, like, I want AJ to win that fight. But just based on that performance, and I know styles make fights and it's going to come with a different game plan for Wilder, blah, blah, blah. I get all of that. And I agree with all of that. But if Wilder catches him, look at his eye. Look at AJ's eye after that fight. If Wilder can knock down Fury, three times in 2 fights, do you not think he's going to get to AJ at least once? And if he gets to AJ doesn't have the same powers of recovery as Fury. Fury's got powers of recovery. Yeah, he's got superhuman powers of recovery. AJ doesn't have that. Let's be frank. Let's just be real. Let's be honest. So AJ against Wilder, at this current moment, it is a human sacrifice for the love of the money. Because that's what it is. And there's no way to sugarcoat it. AJ needs one more confidence builder, at least. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope AJ turns around, fights him in January, and absolutely demolishes him. That would make my day. I like Wilder too, but his personality is a little bit mad, especially after the Fury fight and all the saying that he cheated and all that. So, yeah, I think that's it, man. I'm like, I want to see more from AJ. It's a bit disappointing. I know he said after the fight, what did the fans want? Do they want him to get in a tear up? Are we fighting? How many of us are boxers? Okay, cool. It doesn't mean that they can't have an opinion. Like, I'd never seen AJ get booed like that. That's when I knew, okay, everyone's kind of feeling the same way. Like, he's not putting it on him like he should do. So I won't stretch this video out any longer. But yeah, comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are with AJ versus Wilder. And the Premier League's back as well. So let's start talking about some football. I missed match of the day yesterday, so I'm going to try and catch up. The only game I watched today was Liverpool. Anyway, comment, like, share. By the way, fitness videos are loading. First one's coming in a few days. We're bringing that back. So if you are looking to get in amazing shape and you love sports and you want to just kind of stay on top of things, check my latest video. It's coming in a couple of days. It's all about fat shaming and skinny fat. So keep your eyes peeled. Anyway, the Sporting Casual, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think about AJ versus Wilder. How does that turn out? And yes, we'll catch up.